I think we're back. Not sure. Could be. Possibly. But I think we're back. That was the one we needed. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the fan cams after the Blues beat Geelong at the MCG today. Round 7. It's Sunday. It's the 27th of April, 2025. And there's a massive sigh of relief because we could be back. I don't know. I'm going to get all your thoughts on that one. But that was a great performance. And it's just so good to smile again. It was 14 goals, 10.94 to 12 goals, 4.76 in front of 67,000 people today at the MCG. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Bit of belief. There was a bit in that one. And now we're going to do the fan cams. If you're new to the fan cams, welcome. Basically, talkback radio in the modern era with some video attached to it. If you are a returning viewer of the fan cams, send the link to the stream to a friend. Get them involved. Bring them along for the ride. It's very tough when we lose and when we lose consecutive games. But when we win, there's just nowhere else you want to be. So for the next few hours, I've poured myself a nice cuppa. I'm going to enjoy this one. And if you'd like to jump on the fan cams and share your thoughts, you're more than welcome to. This one will be going for quite some time. And I want to start the way things should start. And there's sort of a full circle moment. So let's start the right way.
Hey, how are we doing?
Oh man. I'm so happy this is happening. Like you're back on the 1st to Geelong, you know?
Is it tangible? Can we sniff it? Can we lick it? I don't know, but you know what? Like, you've got to be got to be cruel sometimes to these boys, but you've also got to be equally fucking positive. And you know what? 4 quarters, they came out, they worked hard. And honestly, look, it's hard yakka, let's be honest. But when it's hard yakka and they do it like that, fuck, it's so good, isn't it? Like, fair play to them. All 22 of them today, or 23, because Lord had to come on, worked their tits off, didn't they, to get that job done. And they were tested. That 4th quarter, we've seen it before, haven't we? We've seen these boys be asked the question, implode. Full credit to them. They stood up like Trojans, Anzac spirit running through their veins, and they got the job done. And that's fucking huge.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's well said. It is hard work. It's hard, honest work. And sometimes there's moments where you wish they could be a little bit more efficient and it would open up their game so much more. But the baseline of application across the board is, I think, the most pleasing thing. And then, I mean, and then you start seeing the emergence of some confidence. I'm sure Harry Mackay is going to get a lot of chatter tonight on the show. Yeah. What was it like watching it?
It was great. I mean, you know what was the real pleasing thing for me was the maligned players. Do you know what I mean? Working, like Harry kicking that goal when the game was on the line. That's huge. Nick Haynes, Mitch McGovern, 2 guys that at times you'd question if they were footballers this week, being the players that you expected. Chips are down, winning your battle. And Jesus, Jacob Wheatering. Do you know what I mean? There was the amount of texts I woke up to this morning when he was pulled out of VFL and having to explain to everyone that's a normal thing. He might be 75%, but him tossing away Dangerfield like the fucking melt bag he is was a sight to behold, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm glad you spoke about Nick Haynes so early in the piece. Boy, was he reliable today.
Mate, look, let's be honest. First couple of games, that guy, Jesus, I was thinking about, have we got the receipt for him? But when we bought him, that's what I expected to see. When it's tough, when the game is pressure furnace, you're looking at a 30-year-old who's played the game a lot of times. And he was huge. He was a reassurance. By the 4th quarter, honestly, when I saw Nick Haynes under the ball, I kind of just sunk into my chair, put my feet up. Like, it felt like seeing Wheater in 2.0. I didn't panic. And that's the level of assurity from him. Like, it's good to see that, because in these types of games, there was passages where we were sexy. There was passages where we were abrasive, but he was always calm. That was great for him. Like, and it's starting to build, isn't it? That little confidence in the back line. They're starting to believe in each other.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously very early to do analysis, but what did you see from the style of play that emerged from today? Like, was it just personnel? Was it getting a few pieces back, Mackay with Curnow, and then a bit more confidence into McGovern and Haynes? You know, what were some of the themes that emerged today for you?
To be honest, I don't see, and I'll watch it again tonight with a cup of tea and in a dark room with a smile on my face. But like, from the first watch, I don't see anything astronomical from round one to now, other than that cohesion, that pressure-built contest. And it was just a matter of fact that, like, at the start of the game, what was it, 8-1 tackles inside 50, the ability to lock it in, which then opens up the space as you start to put the pressure on them. I think it just all clicked. And I think the last 2 weeks was huge. Like, we kept saying it on the ratings. I know it's just West Coast. I know it's just North. But when these boys have got a tail wag, that's impossible to play against. When you sustain it for 4 quarters, there's not many sides in the world of football that are good enough to play against that.
Yeah. Oh, man, I stayed around for like 2 renditions of the song. That was a great day at the football, a much needed great day. And there's no question about the opponent today. And there's no question about whether or not the form is real. I guess the question is, what's the outlook now for the next couple of weeks? Because I think 2 to 3 weeks ago, I remember the sentiment being, not from you, but just in general, being like, well, we might be 0-6 at this point. It's crazy how it can turn and how the outlook of the next few weeks changes now.
Look, when you've dropped 2 gettable games in Richmond and the Dogs, I think they were very, very gettable. You've got to win 2 non-gettable games. So this is the first one off the rank. I don't think, in my preseason predictions, I penciled this in as a loss. I penciled it in as a loss after round 2. So you've got that back. It's the old golf cliche. You bogey a hole, you've got to birdie the next one, and we've birdied it. So now there's a big one, isn't there, next week? Crows. Every narrative is stacked against us. Adelaide, the Crows, they like to play fast and quick and come hard at you. Suddenly you square the ledger when you win that game. And notice I use the phrase when. When you win that game, you square the ledger, and then suddenly you're back to as if it's the start of the season. It's round one again. But what is most important about these boys is they keep playing that way. Like, unfortunately, we're never going to be a system backup side. I don't think we ever will be. But I'll give Voss his full credit. This they can do. This they can do. If they maintain it for 4 quarters, I don't care how good you are, we're asking you to go at 100% with your kicking, and few players in the league can do it.
Yeah. I haven't seen Geelong spray kicks like that. And that's a testament.
Oh, mate, there was like Ollie Dempsey. The guy is the Ollie Dempsey and Sean Manor were 2 guys we picked on in my preview, the link men of that team. And outside of the first 2 minutes when old mate Dempsey had a goal, they were bobbins towards the end. Like Sean Manor, he was replicating his inner Mickey Gibbons at times. Do you know what I mean? Get the ball and just launch it on the foot, 9 foot in the air. So we've made them look incredibly average, and that needs to be taken into account. That is what we're about. Like, we are the ugly, we are the bringers of ugly. You play us and you're not up for it, we'll make you look ugly. And that is full credit to us.
What about your boy Elijah? Final player I want to bring up with you.
Mate, never a fucking doubt, mate. The guy is pure fucking class, buddy. And you know what? That goal, hey, outside of the boot. As a former striker myself, I can tell you, if you're going to take the piss, flick it on the outside of your boot from a tight angle. It's the quickest way to piss them off. But look at the celebration. You know, the thing that scared me the most about these boys, and I'll go back to round 12 last year when I started questioning Sydney. First 4 weeks, we didn't look like we were enjoying it. You know, them little spoils, them little tackles. There was none of that, like, get around each other. This week, the tackles, everyone got around each other. The goals, everyone got around each other. I think that's imperative for when everything's going well. The boys played well. Like, full credit to them. Now the bat standard is set. Now the standard is set. Keep doing this. I'll repeat what I said against Eagles, Kangas, Cats. You do it now. This is it. Don't fuck about. This is what we do. We're not going to be Adelaide. We're not going to be Brisbane. We're not going to be Pies. We're Carlton Football Club. This is our brand. Is it nice? Sometimes it's not nice to watch. But when we play this way, everything works. Turnover was ridiculous. Half-time, 33-3. You're taking the piss.
What, we scored 33 points from turnover in the first half?
Yeah, to 3. Like we were making a turnover side look mediocre. That is what we've got to do. That is what we've got to do. And then everything works. The wingers looking like wingers. The on-ballers looking like on-ballers. You forget about speed, don't you, when the boys are so good in tight, handballing off under contests? That's Geelong's mantra. They tried it with us. We out-Geelonged them. That is what we do. This is our brand. This is our brand. Very happy. Please keep doing it. I want let's be like Pies. Let's be like Lions. Let's just own it. We're Carlton Football Club. It's fucking blue collar. And we can be proud of it.
Full circle moment. We're back. Great to have you on, mate. Thanks for...
Mate, before I go, I've got to give a shout out to the man that you defend. Corey Durden. Is bro taking the piss every week, taking a specky?
Mate, I said in my review last week, I'm like, I don't think we'll ever see Corey Durden that high again.
Fucking tell you what, like honestly, like if I close my eyes, it's old mate, isn't it? It's old Eddie Betts. Do you know what I mean? Just Eddie flying Betts at the ball with no regard for his safety.
Yeah.
You know what? As well, I know everyone always likes to talk about this. Oh, miss Matty Owies, dear. I couldn't give a fuck if you miss him. You know what? No one celebrates harder than Will White. See that celebration, mate? Made that little soppy little bang your chest. Look, insignificant, isn't it? That was a proper celebration. You know what I mean? I saw veins pop. And can I just say, shout out Ollie Hollands. You know what? You might not be a halfback, but I'll tell you what, when you find the ball in space, everything's all okay. Shout out Ollie, because he's been having a tough week, but can't wait to next week, Terry. Can't wait to do ratings.
True. See you at 5 p.m. tomorrow.
Because no dickhead can be like, oh, calm down, lads. It's just north.
Just remember, it's just north and west coast.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. What are you going to say this week? It's only Cats.
Yeah. Love it. Pommy, love ya.
Mate, love you. Enjoy, everyone. And let's do it next week. And let's do it the week after.
See you, mate.
God Blues.
Oh, love it. All right. Bussy boy, Nick Haynes' legacy game. Absolutely. Clint Bolton. Nick, I apologize for ever doubting you. Yeah, look, I'm going to put my hand up right now. I thought he was washed. I didn't know what was going on with that. Nick Haynes, I salute. Anybody else want to apologize to Nick Haynes? Because I'll start. That was brilliant. Okay. I'm going to put the link in the chat if you want to come on. Get in quick. Click it quickly because the thing's going to fill up. All right. Calling all the way from the UK is Riley. Hello, mate.
Hey!
How are you, mate?
Substance. That was substance. What a nourishment. They said a few weeks ago, collectively, they were all at fault for the way we started, but you've got to give them credit as a whole club, really, to be able to respond in the last few weeks. And it's amazing how things can so quickly turn. It's football. And it's they almost pull out and they drag you back in, and that was a huge performance. I don't care if Geelong were coming off a 6-day break and missing a couple of players. That was something, and that's something that we can build off, I think, now. How far it takes us, who knows? But that was enjoyable. Enjoyable.
Well, I don't know how you feel about this, but the fact that Geelong kept making a game of it, I think was better.
Oh, 100%. 100%. That's better for us to win in that fashion than beat them by 10 goals, I think, because they were tested today on multiple occasions, particularly in that last quarter, and to be able to absorb it, come back again and again, answer every question. They should be proud. And one thing I think we can definitively say is that they're fighting ever since some serious questions came out about the coach a few weeks ago. They fought for him ever since. But that's how we play. Will we ever be the absolute cleanest or slickest? No. But when they play tough football, team cohesive football, we are bloody hard to beat.
Yeah.
Don't care who you are.
Watching our midfield go to work, and when I guess when they're all healthy, all of them. There was a moment there. I thought Chera might have hurt a groin. I don't know.
Well, it looked like it was a groin. He might be in some MRO trouble just quietly this week as well.
What happened?
Look, Fox Footy probably made a lot out of it. I can't remember who it was, but like last 5 seconds of the third quarter, he's whacked someone in the face at the stoppage off the ball. So hopefully nothing comes of it. Mitch Hinge got suspended for something similar though yesterday, so we'll see. But I don't want to go into the negatives. It was really good to see. It's amazing what happens as well when Sam Walsh is allowed to get more on the outside, and he doesn't have to work as more of that inside mid. That first half was extraordinary. Elijah was extraordinary. I'll also put my hand up in the Nick Haynes club. He's pretty worried in the first couple of weeks. Maybe not to the extent of washed, but it was a very ordinary start at the club. But I'd say in the last month he's been very good. Still don't love him kicking the ball, but his intercept work was amazing. Jacob Wiedering was outstanding, and two blokes who for different reasons had troubling starts to the year, and Elijah having to take some time away, as well as Harry. They were probably our two most influential people on the ground, alongside Mitch McGovern, who played the best game he's played in a long time, I think.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's an important thing to take note of the last few weeks. There was so much talk around it's only North and West Coast, but a guy like Mitch McGovern had come off 4 pretty ordinary performances, and then he started finding some form in the last few weeks, and then it just carried through. And the way he attacked the footy at times today was like, that's the Mitch that I think we all hoped for. So, mate, happy days. Are we back? Do you believe?
I believe we're into the season now. Okay. It almost shits me more that it took 4 weeks and a spray in public for the coach and the fans to sort of get it back. What I will say is Geelong is a side we typically do match up well against. So it's not trying to temper it, but we do. Now we're going up, not to look too far ahead straight away, but we're going away from home, shorter break against a side that we've traditionally struggled against this week. So it's a massive, massive test. I think we're in the season, and not that we should be already playing results helping us, but we're a game out of the 8 because of percentage in the last few weeks. It's we're there, so we're in the year. I think we've shown what we are capable of, particularly in the last 2 weeks, and what we can do. How far that carries us, who knows? But we're in the season now. It's good. It's good to see. It's what we were probably hoping for from round 1, not from round 7.
What happens in London now for the rest of the day for you?
Well, I've got an FA Cup final out in front of my balcony, so we'll be watching 90,000 Manchester City and Nottingham Forest fans filtering through. So I'll just enjoy it. I think I might watch the replay again. I rarely do that. I just sit back and kick back and watch it again.
What time is it now?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock in the morning. Wow. So you can wake up early, 6 a.m., watch a game of footy, and then watch the replay straight away twice, and it's still not dark.
Yeah, pretty much.
Happy days, mate.
Happy days, mate. Well, enjoy tonight. See you, man.
Real. No Blues. All right. Now we're going interstate, going to Adelaide. Yassel, Jim.
Oh, what's going on? Long time no see, mate.
I think it's real. I think it's real.
Ooh, might be real. Well, look, disappointing because it's only Geelong. So, I'm seeing that already. Yeah, boy, man, we almost nailed the score and everything this morning. Pretty funny.
True.
True. What a game, though.
I've got to say, there was positivity and optimism today that I was a bit. I mean, you're always hopeful before a game more than what you are once it starts. But there was something extra about the optimism which I caught onto this morning.
Yeah, for sure. It was everywhere. People were actually pretty positive. I think the North Melbourne win in the manner we did it was really, really good to watch. And I think it got a lot of people on board. But yeah, look, man, what a win. Super happy and super impressed that we were actually challenged in the fourth and then got it done anyway. I thought we were going to get rolled for a moment there. Even though I didn't want to believe that and be negative, I felt like they kicked one more. Ooh, it could have been bad for us. But the leaders, mate, McGovern, just beeline to footy. Man, he was good. Haynes was superb today as well. I can't put my hand up. I actually backed him in. I've been talking, promoting him all fucking preseason. So I look like a dickhead round one, but not now. It's all right. So what a player, mate.
He's
very good.
Well, we've been tracking him and McGovern, and something happened over the last 2 weeks with their roles, and they're kind of taking either side of that back line now, and they both seem to be away and running with their roles now.
Yeah, they're playing confident, that's for sure. And our smalls are staying put a little bit more. At least it seems like that. I don't know. Again, you'll know being at the game whether they're getting super high up, whether we're pressing all the way, to half back like I saw versus the West Coast game. But on telly, it looked like we had numbers forward of the ball. So when the ball does come in, we can kind of keep it in our forward half a little bit longer and keep the territory. Whereas I think first 4 rounds, we were just letting teams literally walk it out. Just lack of numbers and not being set up behind the ball. But yeah, that was a gutsy and impressive win for sure. And I'm really happy for Harry. Super happy.
Yeah, man.
That's why we got to back the guy in. That's why you got to back the guy in. Yeah. And that's why he's so important. So all these guys that have been carrying on about how he may have let the club down that I've seen, that's just not true. And fuck, he's a player, man. So I'm wrapped for him. I'm wrapped for Elijah. Just a smart footballer. And I just want to acknowledge Ollie Holland's work rate, because he is the one that makes those leads that when we go to kick mark to control the tempo, Ollie does a lot of work there. He makes so many little leads back, forward, sideways, and opens up holes so we can hold the ball a little bit more. So he is really important for us, Ollie Hollands. People they got to lay off him a bit. Being too harsh on the kid. He's only a kid as well. So anyway, bro, enjoy. Talk to you enough today.
Mate, see you next week in Adelaide. You got to be there.
Oh, I'll send you lots of videos. Yuck. Yeah, I'll be there. I've already got tickets. I'm going.
Yeah.
All right, man. Go the Baggers. Right, fucking go.
All right. So that was Adelaide. All right. Now we're going to go. You know what? I think there's a debutant here. Eleanor. Hello. I can't hear you. What have you done? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Are you there? I can hear you now. How are you?
Now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear. Hello, hello. How are you?
Go Blues! Yay! I'm so excited. I'm sitting here with my boys celebrating.
Oh, how good. Where's that from? Where'd you get them from?
Online. It's my Cripper and Charlie heads.
Talk to me. What did you see out there?
It was a fantastic win today. So happy. Went there sort of thinking maybe we can do it. But yeah, the result's amazing. I'm over the moon.
Yeah. No, it was Much needed. It was a bit testy, a bit nervy, but it was actually, I mean, I'm sure once we watch the replay, we'll see it. That was a pretty good game of footy.
Amazing. Overall, I think, Nick Haynes was amazing. I put my hand up because I actually thought that he was terrible the first 2 or 3 games. Yeah. But he's certainly, the last couple of weeks has showed that he's picked up his game. He's fit in well to the side, and yeah, the way he was sweeping from the back line, and yeah, amazing. Loved it. Harry played great. I think the confidence he's getting back now from everyone around, around him, rallying around him. Yeah, he did well. And it was just a really great game. I was just really happy. I've come home. It's made my weekend, and yeah, I can watch the replay now and enjoy it.
Now we do it all over again Saturday afternoon. Are you more confident now about that?
I think I am actually, because after watching Adelaide play yesterday, they're not unbeatable. No. I really do think that this has probably put our season back on track. It will give the boys some confidence. It will shut all the haters up that kept on saying, you've only beaten North and you've only beaten West Coast, and they're nobody teams. But yeah, this has shut a few people up today, and I'm wrapped. Yeah.
Love it.
One thing I would like to say though is I feel like Motlop, I don't know, I just don't feel he's doing great. Is it just me, or I feel like every time the ball comes
great today. I think he struggled a bit today. Yeah, I think he just didn't get, one of the few that didn't get going today, I reckon.
Yeah, which was a bit disappointing, because I know that when he's on fire, he can be electric. Mm-hmm. But I noticed they tried him in a few different positions. I just didn't feel he found his way today. So, and the last few weeks. But really, at the end of the day, if you look at the reserves, do we really have any other small forwards we can bring in?
No, they're all playing.
Exactly, that's right. So, but your boy Dirty did great,
mate. High flying dudes. I didn't know he had that in his game, but it's 2 weeks in a row. He might win mark of the round.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, excellent. Loved it.
Well, thanks for calling in.
All the boys. Thanks so much for having me.
No worries.
Go Blues. Yeah, keep going, boys. This could be the turnaround of the season.
You know it. Hopefully. Thanks, Eleanor.
Thanks, Tez. Speak soon.
See ya. All right. Let's go back outside of Australia. We've got Jeff in Thailand. Hello, mate. In the pool.
Mate, got to be whiskey in the pool today. After that, I'll tell you
Have to, mate.
I'm thinking of me mate Gav up there in Noosa. And Pommy, what a call. What a great call. Hats off to you, Pom. It was great, mate. You controlled yourself well.
Mate.
Adam Sard is a composed magician, right? He presented well and linked the Hollands boys, Carroll, McGovern and Haynes. Geez, not enough said about them, but Haynesy turned up today. That's how I remember Haynes. And Governor, he just had the ball on a string today. He almost looked like Reece Jones. He's got plenty of time with the ball. But the pressure, Durden, forward line, Carroll, the Hollands boys enjoy the game. I was waiting for Geelong to come. They always come back. And we stemmed the tide. It's a fantastic day, Terry. Really, really.
Well, they're champions, the Cats. There's no question about that. I think everyone had it and always has had a lot of respect for Geelong. So there was never any arrogance going into the game.
Yeah, we've had their number for a few years. We always win one or two. We'll always win one of the games, but they threw the kitchen sink at us, mate. And Carlton were tenacious. They were absolutely ruthless, tenacious, angry, get into it, got to have it, it's mine attitude. And that pays off, And I think the umpires felt it too. The momentum went with us with the umpiring. There was lots of free kicks that should have been paid against us, but it was just momentum that carried us through all that. And good to see Harry come back and have a crack.
Yeah.
And look, Jacob Wiedering, he didn't have to work as hard because the back line's working as one with Sauce there. It's very well balanced. And Carroll, geez, Carroll's good out of defence. He really is. And you notice how they're looking in towards using Sard and Carroll and even Gov. They're going up the centre now instead of going up the line, the big dump kick out the line. First quarter, we blazed away too high. A lot of Cripps's passes coming into the forward line too high, just over exuberant, you know, not allowing for the lead. But we should have won by 6 more goals if they'd have stuck. Those passes have stuck, you know. But look, Corey Gurdon, even Michael, he had a hard game. He had a tough game, but he was there. He was tackling. He was putting the pressure on. He tries his guts out. You got to give him that, you know. He tries his guts out. Corey Durden,
I love it.
Magic, man. Hey.
What's on, mate? What happens now? What happens now for the rest of the day?
Oh, mate. Oh, huge. I got a huge night down Marina, mate. They got this bus and there's a band on it, and there's 2 generators with about 20 foot of speakers, and you can't stand up in front of it. You get blown over. So I've got to go down to that mess later. Adelaide next week. Let's concentrate on Adelaide next week. If we hold our heads and just compose a little bit more, these boys will coach themselves. We don't need coaches, mate. These boys, they're onto it. They want it. You can see today they want it. How much did they want that? Really? Come on.
Yeah.
You could feel it.
Mate, when they're locked in and they're connected like that. Yeah.
Yep. Your podcast this morning, the positive commitment from everyone. Even look, like John Holden, I did doubt. I did have a fraction of doubt after the first game on. So it's good. It's good. Everyone's getting a positive frequency going. It's fantastic. Anyway, let you move on.
Well,
thanks for
mate.
getting on to me early.
Great to hear from you. You enjoy your pool session.
Everything else otherwise is happening swimmingly, I got to tell you. And you and Pommy will be having a very happy season. I'm going to be over there soon. I'm just working out a few things, and we'll get there.
Looking forward to it, mate.
Baggers.
Take care, Jeff.
Keep it positive, and thanks, Terry. You're doing a great job, mate. Love your work. Cheers.
Thanks, mate. See ya. What a vibe. Man's in the pool in Thailand calling after Carlton beat Geelong at the MCG in Melbourne. Joe.
I got no steak. I thought I had some steaks in the fridge, but I don't have any steaks. So that's a downer. But
we can wait for the steak
shit, it feels
at the end of the year.
Good. Jeez, how good was that, mate? Honestly.
Oh, it's been a while, to be honest. It's been a while since I've enjoyed a win like that.
Well, I'm going to try and not say anything stupid tonight. So let's try and be balanced in the discussion this time around. I think last time I did this against Geelong, I think I said I was bored. That didn't turn out too well. And then, yeah. But to be honest, I think we're back after that one. I'm actually not even joking. You and I genuinely spoke about this before the game, and I think they figured it out. I think they did.
Well,
I mean, go.
I think the baseline level of application has been there. The execution and the polish obviously hasn't or wasn't there for the first month, but they weren't connected with each other in the first month. And we knew it. We identified it. And you just see them like something, whatever. They've had their conversations and that, you know, they spoke about their honest conversations. And then I think Wiedering brought up the mental toughness part. And then from there, they've just, whatever they've done, they've rallied, got together, and they've just found it. And then you start adding some pieces back in. I mean, Elijah Holland's second game back, you can just tell how important the run was last week for his touch. I mean, Harry Mackay just grew. He exploded in this game.
He was enormous. Like that last quarter in particular, just like a genuine Goliath out there. He was enormous. Like contested marks down the wing. He kicks that goal. After he's shanked one, he steps up and kicks what was ultimately the sealer. Like just, I don't know. It's crazy to think that a month ago, most of us had him written off.
Yeah.
Literally. And I think it's a very important lesson today that a month is a very, very, very long time in football for the entire competition. You go back and have a look at the competition a month ago versus now, and who's running on top of the ground now versus who was running on top of the ground a month ago. It already looks so different. Like, yeah, night and day. So, look, obviously, we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. It was a fantastic win. It was gritty. We stemmed the flow and momentum of Geelong. I think 3 times in that game, it felt like. I think 3 times they sort of came at us through the kitchen sink, looked like they were going to get on top, and then somehow we just found a way to wrestle back that momentum and not just wrestle it back and then make it an arm wrestle. Like, we just made it our game again 3 times. That's not something we've seen this team do for a long, long, long time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It was very important today to make sure they held on, and they did, and took a few to stand up. But I thought overall that's as good a team performance as you'll see.
Yep. I think the part about stemming the flow and returning serve when a couple of goals are kicked against us, in years gone by, that usually becomes 5-6 goals in a row. So to be able to kick 2-3 in a row after,
not even years gone by, we're talking weeks. Like, that happened against Hawthorn, happened against Collingwood, it happened against Richmond. Like, we just couldn't wrestle back that momentum. The Dogs, first month. Yeah. So, and really, all the back half of last year, since basically the last time we played Geelong, it just felt like that we could not stay in the fight, and they didn't want to stay in the fight. And today, they showed some hunger, and they showed some intent, like they did against North last week. They've franked the form now against what most people were considering one of the form sides of the comp. And, mate, onwards and upwards. That's it. This is now the season back on track. It's not saying that we're going to make the top 4. It's not even saying that we're going to make finals at this point. But it is season back on track, well and truly. That's it. They roll into Adelaide next week with some serious momentum now and some serious belief that we can get over that mental hurdle, because that is one that we have not been able to break for the better part of the last 4 years. Is that road trip? So I can't come at a better time for this group, to be honest. It honestly felt like we had gears to our game today. Watching it from the stands, it looked like we knew when we needed to slow the game down. We knew when we could go play quick through handball chain and quick kicks and corridor use, and it just looked like they knew what they needed to do in every facet of the game based on what the moment of the game asked of them. They weren't trying to overuse it. They weren't trying to slow the game down when they didn't need to. It just looked cohesive for the first time in literally what feels like a year. It's all like that's how long it feels like we haven't seen that. So I don't know if it's clicked completely, but it definitely clicked today. Yeah. And that's a big, big step for this group. That's massive, massive.
Away we go. Adelaide. Well, firstly, we've got a crazy Monday coming up tomorrow. That's going to be fun.
Oh boy. We do. Yeah, ratings at 5, 6.
Yep. 5.
BA show at 7. Almost Blues Brothers at 8:15. You got 5 hours of content tomorrow.
Plus a review.
No else.
Happy days.
As soon as you finish work on a Monday, chuck on YouTube, Blue Abroad, bang, we've got you covered.
Let's go, baby. Mate, we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Madness.
We will. Thank you, mate.
See you, mate. All right. Oh, let's go back to the UK. Can you believe this? Everyone's calling in from overseas. This is Paul. Paul, hello, mate.
Hi, Terry. Morning, mate. I'm absolutely buzzing here. I tell you, I couldn't leave my chair for the whole game. And wow, what a performance for the whole 80 minutes. It was a joy to watch, and I really thought it was going to go down to the wire at the end, especially when Will White hit the post. I thought, oh my God, is that just giving it away? But we steadied ourselves. You know, the experienced guys stood up, put their hands up, settled the ship, and in the end, look, there was only one winner. What a performance. Absolutely buzzing. My day is made. I've got a full day and I'm just going to be going for it today. You won't stop me smiling. What a game.
Oh, mate, I tell ya, it's been a little tough going to the footy this year so far because there's just been some frustration, and I think there's a bit of fear as well after 0-4, thinking, like, are the walls caving in? Is it like you lose the wriggle room if you want to really contend and try and make the top 4? That might still be out of the question. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But just to get a game like that into the memory bank for 2025, and hopefully it's the start of a nice run of form now, and it was special. I'm looking forward to your first game and experiencing something like that.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait to get out there. I can't. And hopefully I'll get in, if not Carlton, I'll get a few games in anyway to further my AFL experience. But I'm definitely hoping to see at least one Blues game. I'll be gutted if the fixtures don't work out. But I've got to wait for them to announce the confirmed times from round 16 onwards. Don't know when they get around to that, but wow, I'm absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, that's the magic of the Blues, mate. Magic of footy and the magic of the Blues. And you know, when it's bad, but gee, when it's good, it's good. And everyone's
I tell
on
you
the same page.
Big standout today was Harry. I thought he was absolutely solid, and the other guy who goes a bit under the radar, Nick Haynes. What a performance from Nick Haynes. Just outstanding. Loving it. Yeah. Absolutely. I am bleeding blue today, and the sun out of my window is shining blue. It's a blue day, Terry. Celebrate, mate. And my day's beginning. You're all going to be going to bed soon. My day is beginning a few beers later for another celebration. Wow, I'm up for it. Hey, go Blues.
Go Blues. Paul, thank you very much for calling in. It's great to hear your voice and great to have you a part of the Carlton family, my friend.
Pleasure, Terry. All the best to you and to everybody else. I'll catch you soon.
See you, mate. Guys, that's like story of 2025. So if you've never seen Paul's obviously from the UK. He found the game and he found Carlton, and now he's a full rusted on supporter. He's a member of the channel as well. Like, this isn't one of those like expats living in the UK. Like, this man found the game online. I don't know how he found it. I think he did tell us last time, but it's a phenomenal story. Petra, $18, one of the better 18-point wins by the Blues. Thank you very much. All right. Let's go with options. Tom, hello, mate.
What's going on, Tez?
Mate, happy days.
That was good.
Much needed. Yeah, man.
That's what I needed. I even watched the seconds today. Like, they were great. Like, I know he's a bit polarizing this year, but Doc he just owned the Rezzies this week, and just like Campo and like O'Farrell kicking the winner, and then going into this game, it was just good to watch them play footy again. Like, that's what it felt like. It was just fun.
Yeah, spot on. It was, mate, I was hugging strangers. I met 3 guys behind me. I think a couple of them watched the channel, and I think we started chatting maybe at halftime. We actually like introduced ourselves properly, and then we're just fist bumping like each other. Like, just that's what footy's about. Talking to random people and getting amongst it.
my 8-year-old son was screaming George Hewitt's going to win the Brownlow. Like, that's how crazy when he kicked that goal. Like seriously though, that man has to be leading or close to it. Like every game this year, he'd be close to in the votes. Like,
yeah,
he was phenomenal. Cripps, like everyone was getting on Dangerfield. I don't know if you didn't hear the commentary. Obviously you haven't, but everyone was saying Dangerfield's throwing on his Superman cape, but just Cripps in that last quarter, he just wrestled a few contests back our way to get the ball going, and just, mate, he has his own Superman cape, like, and they're all there for him. Like, I was rapt to see Fogarty, Zach Williams goes down, Fogarty gets the role on Tom Stewart. Tom Stewart doesn't take a mark for the whole game, kicks 2 goals himself. Yeah, did not take a mark for the game.
Well, I've missed that. Well, I missed that while I was there. So Fogarty's got. And Fogarty's kicked 2 goals as well, which was the big
3 goals. Like, everyone was on Fogarty to get out of the scene, but that's what he does. Like, and you know, your man Corey Durden, like, he had 6 touches, but each of them were important as the next, tackling, pressure, just, and like, I think a very underrated player for the Cats is Close, and I reckon he was shut down. And Sard sat on Stengel all day. You wouldn't even know Stengel hardly played the game, and just Sard did his job, sat on him. And, you know, Sauce, he's been getting a good rap this year, but no one's been able to stop Dangerfield all year. And he just put him to the sword. Like, you can only put Dangerfield down for a little bit, but it was enough. Yeah. And that's what I think this game was. They all just did enough, and it was good to watch again. Like, it was just fun. That's all it was. It was just fun to watch them.
It was fun. Wow, man, I really thought the season was dead. I genuinely thought we'd cooked it.
Yeah. I mean,
and now
it's a long season. Everyone has that Brisbane comparison, but like, this is what Brisbane did last year. They had a crap start, and then all of a sudden they just had that one game, and then it was just like, okay, this is it. This is us.
Mm-hmm.
Keep doing it. And I think they've got that. That's the galvanizing win they needed to be like, okay, if we're ever in a ditch, think about the Geelong game. Like, that's what they can go off now. Like, it's fantastic. Like,
someone's just brought up Dione just brought up the Wiedering Dangerfield moment in the 4th quarter.
The commentators were going nuts. Gary Lyon, Jonathan Brown, they were talking like that was like a heavyweight boxing fight. But fuck me, like, just the way he like got holding the ball and then just fucking threw Dangerfield over his shoulder, like, get off me. like it was just,
I got so excited. I jumped up and I accidentally hit the woman in front of me. She was sitting right in front of me. I had to like stop myself and apologize because I was like pointing at my fucking ball.
Yeah, no, it was so good. And yeah, I think he's the buzzword of this chat, Nick Haynes. Like, he was 3 marks off the all-time intercept record at 3/4 time. Like,
wow,
he had 7 at 3/4 time, and 10's the record. Like, and he just showed what he's capable. Like, he hadn't played football for 18 months before he got to Carlton, and 4 games in, everyone was ready to retire him. I think you got to give the bloke a bit of time, and I think our backline was pretty much brand new, apart from Sard, Wiedering, and McGovern had been injured a lot of last year. That all of a sudden they've played 6-7 games together now, and you can tell they've got that feeling of, I think it was Pommy or you yourself said it earlier, when Haynes is parked under the ball now, they don't worry. Like, Ollie's running off, Sard's running off, being like, okay, he's going to mark it, we can go. Where in the Richmond game, McGovern was flying up against him because he didn't know what he was capable of. And I think that's what that confidence in playing together does. Like, all of a sudden now, they just go. Like, we won the ball and they were gone. Like, Will White running forward, Cottrell running forward, these young guys. Matt Carroll, that tackle he did in the forward pocket right towards the end was huge, man. Like, these Carlton guys, like, they just want to be there. It's so good to watch. And just, I couldn't be happier for Harry. Like, the poor guy, you could tell after the game, the last thing you wanted to do was talk on the TV. But he was there, and I think that's what this game has given him, that confidence to be like, yeah, I'm fucking important to this team, and that's why I'm here. That's why I do it. Like, and I think that's what brought him back. So I was really happy.
Were you there? You were there today?
No, I watched at home. I couldn't make it today. Yeah.
So when Harry took the mark, or maybe he was awarded a free kick, I think the Geelong crowd collectively were booing him.
Oh, the in the back one.
Sorry?
The in the back one where he shanked the kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was actually a pretty magical moment there, because Geelong crowd are booing because they're not happy with the free kick. And then that bay where Harry was, like, they all started clapping, and then it sort of spread to the rest of the stadium. Now, he shanked the kick, like, fair enough, but it was actually really cool to see the loud boos start to get drowned out with applause for him. And I hope he feels the love. I really do, and I hope it propels him for the rest of the season. Because when he's playing like that and he's dominant like that.
Well, he was playing on O'Sullivan, like, he was a young kid, but that kid has dominated every. His first 6 games have been unbelievable, and then he was with Blitzarves as well. Like, these aren't slouch opponents that he took 6 contested marks. That's huge for his confidence, and they were marks saving down the line. Like, they were coming hard. They were 11 clearances to 1 in the last quarter. And sometimes all we needed was just a mark down the line. And Harry gave us that at least twice. And all of a sudden, that just takes the pressure off. And look, I love Lewis Young's last couple of weeks. His endeavour and just hunt is been great for the team. But just, you could tell Harry this week is that next level above when the game's there to be won. He's just got that little bit of extra star power. And I think Harry's the last person to realise that. And I think today is what's going to help him realise he's in our next premiership team. I know all of a sudden we've just beaten Geelong and now I'm talking, but that's where he's got to realise that that's what happens. Like, this is what we need to talk about. Like, the importance of these guys is what is making this team get better and be the best type of team. I didn't want to talk about premierships, but I couldn't help myself. It was just so good to just enjoy the footy again. Like,
well said, mate. Very, very well said. Thank you very much for calling in.
Enjoy the night, mate. Enjoy it.
Thanks, Go Blues. Love it. Dale V. Baggers, get up, and my beloved Reds going to smash Spurs in the morning on their way to number 20. Hashtag baggers. Hashtag you'll never walk alone. Good luck to Liverpool tonight. Peter V. Make Carlton great again. Carlton reset. We yeet this town on solid gold. Dione, 100 baht. Thai baht. Kop kun kap. Thank you. Dear Nick Haynes, I'm sorry I doubted you. I'm sorry I wanted you out. Please forgive me. Great call. I was the same. I had no clue. Okay. Young Zach.
Hey, Tez. What a win. What a win, Tez.
What a win.
Like, we're back, Tez. This is Carlton. This is us. Like, it's just so good. I mean, like, 3 in a row now. It was just, it was so good. I mean, everyone played well today. It was so good. I mean, I'm just so happy. Like, we just have that, the Blues are back. We're just, this is the Carlton that we know. It's so good. I didn't end up going to the game today, but because I had to actually do water for my my football club because I'm actually injured. So unfortunately.
What have you done?
Oh, I fractured my wrist playing football. I fractured it. So
just going in hard for the contest, mate.
Yeah. But they had the game on there, so I was watching it while I was doing it. So yeah, and I also had it on my phone when I was like about to go run out, and then I had to like put it away quickly. So yeah.
What were the?
How did you see the game?
How did I see the game? I'll tell you how I saw the game. I thought it was.
Who was your standout players? Sorry, first of all.
Okay. Wait, I'll tell you. how I saw the game. It was blue collar, tough, hard football. Listen, the skill errors are there, and I think that's just us.
100%.
That's just
pressure, I reckon.
you know,
That's just
and
pressure.
yeah, and it's just there, and it just makes you. It makes me dream. Like, wow! Imagine we clean that up. We'll belt teams into oblivion if we just clean that up and maybe get that right in the right time of the year. But the base level of intensity and application and the willingness to compete, it's actually gotten better.
100%, yeah.
They were more focused. And I mean, I loved the guys that have been mentioned. I might mention someone that hasn't been mentioned too much yet. I loved Sam Walsh's game, and I loved Elijah and Ollie. I loved both the Hollands boys today. I think they were.
Walsh always has a big game against the Cats. He always has big games against the Cats.
Yeah, he loves the Cats. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But I thought Elijah being just better for the run last week. And then Ollie Hollands, man, like he wants contact. He wants the contact.
He wants to compete as well. He had that. He just wants to compete.
Yeah. So what about you, mate? What are the themes coming out for you? What does this do for your confidence now?
Well, I believe that, you know, we can. I do believe that we can finish top 4 now. Now, people might think that I'm crazy, but 3 in a row, they got those first 2 wins against, you know, West Coast and then North Melbourne, and that gave them some confidence, you know, because you look at Brisbane last year, they beat North as their first win, and they got that confidence. So I think that really, really gives them confidence now, especially against a big win against, you know, against Geelong, who's a top 4 side. You know, well, obviously then they haven't been, you know what I mean? They're not top 4 at the moment before this game, but now, well, were they or were they not? I don't think they were.
The Lions, they finished 5th.
No, I mean Geelong. Before
Geelong.
we played them today, were they top 4?
Yeah, I think they were.
Yeah, they were top 4. So I think that we can finish. It gives me confidence that we can have a home final now. Obviously, it's still early, but it gives me so much confidence that this group can, you know, like just take it to the next level. And my standout players today, I think one I want to pick out on Nick Haynes. I mean, he had how many intercept possessions he took? You know, he was just unbelievable down back. I think he did something to his shoulder and then just took another intercept mark. He's just unbelievable. I mean, I think he's been like one of the best pickups in the last few years. I think he's just the way that, you know, that he could just intercept it and, you know, he could be that helpful Wiedering and McGovern. And, you know, McGovern's another one. Like, I think he's really, really built up his confidence the last few weeks. I think him running off half back and, you know, like him rebounding the ball off half back, I think really good. I think all of them played well today. You know, everyone played their part, which was just great.
That's the most important part.
Yeah.
And as for next week, confident. Can we beat Adelaide in Adelaide? Can we do it?
Yeah, we can. You know, we beat Port in Adelaide last year, so I'm very confident. You know, Zach Williams, we'll hear updates on him. I don't know. Did it look bad to you when he was?
To be honest,
really bad.
I didn't even see him go off. I didn't know he did. I didn't see when he did the calf. I just saw that he was subbed out. I think this might be the. Can someone correct me if I'm wrong? I think this might be the 5th or 6th time that we've had a sub after or during the first quarter, like early sub. So I don't know.
Well, he kicked a really good goal as well, which was just so disappointing.
Yeah, he started
but,
well.
I don't know. Well, I think either maybe Doherty or maybe even Jordan Boyd, because I think Zach Williams was named off half back, so maybe Jordan Boyd can come in and fill that role.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got a new word to say, coib. You know what that means? You know how the Spurs say coys? Coib means come on, you Blues.
Coib. Ooh.
Yep.
Coib. Okay. Let's get it trending. Get it on a t-shirt.
Come on, you Blues. Go the Blues. Come on, Terry. We're back. Come on.
See you, mate. Oh, love that. It's crazy. Literally watching Zach grow up every week. It's wild. All right. Let's get Asia.
Hello. How you doing?
Great. How you doing?
Good. It's fun to actually be at the football. I've just moved to Melbourne, so it's a lot of fun.
You were from WA and you had pink hair?
Correct. Lots of different changes.
Yeah, I remember. Welcome to Melbourne.
Thank you. I've only been here for a couple of weeks, but before the North game, I'd never experienced a win over East. So I'm a very happy girl now.
So you've seen 3 wins in a row since moving?
So I was here for the Collingwood game, unfortunately.
Okay.
And then the rest have since been wins. So I'm glad I'm not the bad luck charm because I was starting to get a little bit worried.
Well, what was your experience at the footy today like? Tell us all about it.
It was great. I was around a lot of Geelong supporters, which was interesting because I was yelling when they weren't yelling. So I think I stood out a bit, and I had heard a few comments, but I was like, that's okay. Like every time, like people getting so annoyed, anytime Nick Haynes would touch the ball, I'd just be like, he's a wall. And yeah, people weren't really a fan of that, but that's okay. But it's so much fun. I had a great time, and I did get a little bit nervous there. But I think it's not a Carlton game without some nerves. So it is what it is.
No, I think that's just part of who we are. I've been questioning a bit throughout the year, like, what is the identity of Carlton? Well, what's the characteristics of watching Carlton and supporting Carlton? It's volatile, it's emotional, it's a roller coaster. It's never really steady. But the bad is bad, and maybe we got the worst out of the way to start the year, and it's only upwards from here.
Fingers crossed. I know I said I wouldn't come on until the Geelong game because last time when I was on for the Geelong game, it was the everything clearing September, doing all that. And I was like, I'm not going to come back on until we do it. So was very, very happy to experience that and said, yeah, it's nothing if it's not cardiac Carlton. But I also wanted to mention as well, just the pressure of the boys. How many times did Geelong kick the ball out on the full? It was crazy.
Yeah.
And
you don't see it.
No, there was a few skill errors, but it was just from the absolute pressure that they were just kicking it everywhere and out on the full. And that was one thing I really noticed was that we've always had a really, like, when we're on, we always have a really good pressure game, but it felt extra tonight, I felt.
Yeah. It's just good to see people happy.
Yeah, good to see a win. And I was really shocked. So many Geelong supporters were leaving. There were 3 goals down with 3 minutes and 58 seconds left. And I was like, do they know something that we don't know? I was like, what? But it was good. So I'm a happy girl. I'll go probably rewatch the game again, which is crazy. You guys, it's so late here. Football is so late. So maybe I'll do it tomorrow. We'll see.
Well, we'll see you next week. Welcome back to Melbourne. Well, not welcome. Welcome to Melbourne. And hopefully it's a great change of scenery for you.
Fingers crossed. I'm enjoying it so far. So enjoy the rest of your night and go Blues.
Go Blues. All right. Tyler, Daddy, what's up?
Hey, Terry, how you going?
Mate.
Good luck,
smiling.
charm strikes again. I'll tell you what.
Oh, the little angel is the good luck charm.
Yeah, hang on.
Oh, we're going to meet her? Oh, my God. My ovaries are exploding. What in the world? She's an angel.
She's a little angel, and she's a good luck charm, all right. I've already bought her Carlton Guernsey. It's on its way, so I can't wait.
Does she have a number?
No, not yet. Not yet. I will pick. I'll have to pick a number yet, but it's hard to pick. There's so many good players in that club, so who can you pick really? But no, what a game! What a game! Bloody brilliant.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was talking to people throughout the day as well. There was, and even before on the game day stream. I mean, there was a sense of optimism, and I had it as well. But it was also reserved because I mean, I always have the optimism before a game. So I think to just see it through and for that feeling of, oh, we might actually show up today, for it to come true and even get tested and still push through. And, you know, there'll be no question marks around the validity of this win. Absolutely not.
This was a gutsy win. This is pure guts.
Yeah.
No guts, no glory. Like, seriously, I knew the tide really turned for this game when Cripps barreled. I can't remember who he was. Right in the centre square in the second quarter. Oh, fuck, it was a good tackle. He just absolutely barreled him.
Well, you know what? It was We spoke about this on the rating. So Cripps, I don't know what his stats were in the second half, but I felt he definitely lifted when the moment came and we needed him to lift. I thought it was just the timing was in sync with when he did his best work.
Yeah, no, and the other thing is as well, like we smashed them in the clearances by halftime as well. Like we were well and truly on top. Key players like Walsh was a ball magnet. Hewitt again had an amazing game. I definitely reckon an unsung hero was definitely Fogarty. He brings a lot of pressure, but I think it's as well as the perceived pressure. He's always in and around it, and I think that was also he was a good barometer for the rest of the team. Is that we were so strong with our pressure, but it was the perceived pressure. We were always at them, really trying them to make that turnover or that mistake. And by God, do we take our chances when we needed to take our chances when we got it. But I'll tell you what though, Harry McKay, great game from him, Kerno. Oh, who can you fault? Like seriously,
Tell you
it was
one more.
great game.
Tell you one more that I reckon we just got to bump up his credit. I think Tom de Koning was dominant today.
Yes, he was absolutely insane.
They didn't have an answer for him.
Oh, like there's just like Durden, like shit. There's just so many players really gave it their all, and that's what you wanted to see. But I think as well, this is definitely a fire starter. Like, yeah. I was waiting for this game. Like I wanted, like we destroyed West Coast, we destroyed North Melbourne. I wanted this game to be the one. They needed to come out really firing for this one, and to their credit, they absolutely killed it. It's going to be a really tough game next week. I cannot wait because my brother-in-law's he's Adelaide, and my sister's Carlton as well. So that's going to be a bit of a interesting night. But I reckon we can definitely beat the Crom in Adelaide Oval. It'll be a tough one. We need to break that curse, Terry. We need to break the curse.
That we do, my friend.
Yeah, but look, let's go for it. And the Blues are fucking back, Terry. The Blues are back. Let's make it 4 in a row. 4 in a row.
Let's do it.
Good luck,
See
John.
you
Let's
soon,
do it.
my friend. See ya, mate.
See ya. Bye.
Andy.
Terry.
How are you, bro?
Right. Good win. Good win. The season's back on. I told you earlier today, our season starts now.
You believe?
There was something in that win last week against North. There was just something in it. You know, and now looking, honestly, Corey Durden has been the best inclusion into this side because we haven't had anybody claim that small forward spot, you know? And for him to come in, and look, he's not lighting the world on fire, but hey, he took a brilliant mark. And what I'm saying is he's just added something to our forward line, something we've lacked all year, right? Will White, same thing, has come in, has taken his opportunity. There's so many good things about a win like this. So many good things. Yeah. People took their moments, and Geelong came at us, man. They threw their best shot at us. And last year we used the word mature a bit, and that was missing this year. And I think we got a little bit of that back, last week, and we definitely built on it this week. Definitely.
When you mentioned Will White, you reminded me of something. Don't remember the last time a kid has come into a side. First of all, and he's had so many shots on goal every week. Like if he just kicks straight, he's going to really turn heads. But he keeps his width, and they look for him on the fat side and don't just get sucked into kicking it to the same spot. And he's always available for that kick.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's sheer hard work. That's all it is. It's just hard work. He's working his butt off to get himself in the right spots. And once he gets his kicking right, like you said, he'll turn some heads. Definitely.
I'll be honest, I'll be honest. I was mindful about Will White. I'm like, all right, like I've probably fell into the whole West Coast, North Melbourne. Let's see you do it against Geelong.
Yep.
I'm in. I'm down. I'm down to persist. I like what I see.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I think everybody was like about the whole team.
Yeah,
right?
true.
You did it against West Coast. You did it against North. Now this was the test. This was always going to be the test. And hey, man, we passed. We passed, and there were moments and players that stood up. And you mentioned earlier when Harry got that free, and the Geelong fans were just booing him, and the Carlton fans stood up, mate, and cheered, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. In that moment, we were unified. You know, all the talk, like we're so divided as a fan base over so many different topics. In that moment, we were one. You know, and I love that. So
it's a good call. It's a great call.
Good win, bro. Good win.
That's what the magic of footy and the magic of Carlton is. Because I mean, when it's bad, it can get bad, and we can express our emotions, and it comes out in different ways.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we sacked absolutely everyone in the first month of the season. Everyone sacked everyone, and now it's like, let's throw out 7-year deals again. Fuck it.
Yeah. Nick Haynes, 10 years. Hey, it's all fun, man. Honestly, it's going for Carlton. I've said this before. It's a privilege. It's an honor, you know, to be able to support a team with a supporter base so passionate, and a supporter base that cares. You know, we're all in. Everyone is all in. There aren't many Carlton fans who are just, whatever. We're all in, and you know, we really ride those lows. And I think it's important to also ride the highs. Otherwise, mate, you would just be miserable forever. Honestly. How were you feeling in the last quarter?
How was I feeling? Oh, fuck, man. I mean, I know, you know, we're competitive against the opposition, but I love Jeremy Cameron. Like, love him. So when he kicked the goal, I was like, obviously a bit nervous, but he's just so good, and I appreciate it. And then I think the big killer contest for me when my confidence fully returned was the Dangerfield Wiedering. And he fucking ripped him off him and just fucking threw him to the. And I was like, good, because I'm petty, and I remember him shattering Mark Murphy's collarbone. I remember him shattering Murphy's ankle in 2016. Like, I don't hate the guy.
Don't forget the tackle on Sam Walsh last year. Don't forget that tackle on Sam Walsh.
Yes. So it was just a little bit of venom in the way I pointed at him when I called for holding the ball today. So it was good.
Yeah. No, I love it, bro. Love it. It's gonna be a big day for you tomorrow, man. Massive day.
True. Content fucking popping tomorrow night. You guys 9 p.m.
Yeah, 9 p.m. Monday Blues. Check us out. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
All right, mate. Great to have you smiling again.
Enjoy, Tez. Oh, we love it, bro. We love it. Up the baggers.
See you, mate.
See you, bro.
I wonder if this bloke will be smiling. Joel.
Hey, mate, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
You there?
Yeah.
Relieved. You know, I never want to see a loss, but I said to you last week, I'll be happier when we beat the Crows, because that's 2 in a row, and I think they're in good form. So look, how do I unpack that one?
Was it pleasing? It was a pleasing. I thought it was a pleasing day, mate. It was a pleasing win.
Well, yeah, there was elements. Look, there was. I mean, I see. I'm so. There were elements that I liked. Look, early on, one day we'll watch a game together, because I think you'll get an accurate read on more of a sort of overall understanding of my feelings towards the team.
I understand, mate. You're here for the flag. You're not here for regular season wins. You're here for the flag.
No. I was coming from the. I mean, look, I'm today. I was quite a bit more agitated. I mean, a bit more had a bit more zest in me, I guess. Look, what I'm trying to get to is like, we still make so many errors, mistakes, and it's just frustrating. But then we win a game of footy, and I'm trying to think, well, at the end of the day, it's about, you have your key indicators you go into, and I think it's about the contest, which we clearly won. Our defense killed. I mean, our defense. Look, we all season our defense has been great, and to see Haynes excel today was great. So it was really like they were just really pretty much a brick wall today. So those things stack. So those things you hope that they can, you can consistently have those things throughout across the season. But when I see like skill errors, it just shits me. And I'm thinking, well, yeah. Like, is that the, if I have to put up with that and have a win, well then so be it. So that's kind of I'm trying to kind of just sort of navigate that and maybe just think, look, let's just get the win and just build momentum and hopefully.
Well, the job's not done yet. Look, they haven't exactly climbed out of the hole yet. It's just, it was, it's the first win of the season. Sorry?
Oh, because we've been here before.
Yeah, we've been here before. It was the first win of the season of, I think, universal substance where you can't question the opposition. The Geelong have so much respect. And so I think it's one of many that we need for the year. Let's be honest. We need to win. We need like 8 of those this year against the good teams.
Well, we probably need to win 3 of our next 4. Because we've got...
Okay, so seeing what you've seen over the last 3 weeks now, where is your mind now when you think of the next couple?
Yeah, okay, good. Well, just we need to win. Like, we need to win next week, and we need to beat Saints, and then GWS. Well, they're having a bad patch too. So, look, it's looking all of a sudden a bit brighter the future. But I mean, you don't know. You don't know. So look, I go to sleep resting a little bit easier tonight. Geelong were poor, I think, today. Let's be honest. And Chris Scott said that he hadn't seen them that poor for a long, long time, and that's just no bullshit. I mean, that's true. I mean, they had a lot of skill errors. They weren't. I mean, I'm not going to go into their game.
That's fair.
But so I think we got lucky. We got lucky. Let's be honest. So
lucky? I don't believe so. I think hard work creates luck, and I think we worked hard for the win today and deserved it.
Okay. Yeah.
It would be nice to be more efficient, because I think that's the difference between this team blowing that lead out to 6-7 goals.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, 24 scoring shots to 16. We've smashed them around the ball.
I'm saying, when I say we got lucky, I'm saying we got lucky. We didn't get lucky that we won. We were lucky that a lot of their key players were down today. Like, Stewart had no impact with his injury. I mean, really, they had only one. Look, Stengel, probably like 8 of their players had a poor game. And you're not going to see that again probably this season. So that's where I'm coming across when I'm saying we were lucky that, there. So that I just want to sort of clarify that. Yeah, look, sure. Look, I mean, look, a lot of the things about us, our pressure was up around the ball. Sometimes some of our, look, it could be better. I think it could be better at times. There are some players, I think, look, what I'm learning about this team, I think, is that, and Boss keeps saying this, is that, we need to play as this team that we fielded today was clearly like, we have a lot of good players playing today. I felt, and we just need them to we need them on the park. And I think, once Charlie sort of, I think hopefully gets back into the groove, he's still not really playing great footy. There was. Yeah.
I have one question before I let you go, and I'm going to keep asking it every time I speak to you.
Okay.
Are the Blues back?
No.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
I'll keep going until that changes, and I look forward, because the day you're on board, mate, is going to be a special day.
Look forward. No. Just Corey Durden's very happy with him. For him, Motlop was quiet, so we needed Durds to. A lot of things to like. I mean, hopefully Silvani. I think he's fucked his hand, so I wouldn't be surprised if he might not come up next week.
Yeah,
I think he might have broken something.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Well, mate, thanks for calling in. Good to see you. Go Blues. Hey, chat, I'm going to call you guys out on some things. Not everyone has the same view on the game. Not everyone has the same view on the team. I think some of you really need to check some of the comments you write in the live chat when Joel comes on. Like, just because he's not as up and about as what you want him to be doesn't mean he doesn't have the right to have a level of pessimism. Like, just chill. Not everyone is going to say the exact same thing. So please, let's not be that. Like, really? Let's not be that. Murphy, fuck, I love this team sometimes. Anya tears up the baggers. Absolutely. All right. Paolo. Mate.
Yes. Great win. Good win. So happy.
Good win.
We were good. We were good. Just in them all day we were. The ground was set up beautifully. It was set up beautifully for us. 2 wins in a row, home game, gets Geelong. Harry's back. That was a bloody good performance, mate. That was 7 weeks in the waiting, that one was. That's what we've been begging for a while. Put it together from start to finish and finish the game when you need to. Gee, that was very, very good. Crowd was engaged. Everyone was up and about nice and early, and the game was set up exactly the way we wanted the ground to be set up. And, Geelong had a few goals out the back, but very happy, mate. Very pleased after that. It was a super win. Good. I thought Geelong were a little disappointing, but I think everything today was on the back of us. They fumbled because of us. We scored because of us, and they looked under the pump because of us. So,
can I just interrupt you for a second?
Go.
2 things. 1, I can hear myself echoing. And 2,
hold on.
I reckon the bass is a little high on. I don't know. I feel like that's not your voice.
Is that better?
Say it again.
Is that better?
I feel like your voice is deep, but it's like a knob's been turned up and it's like super deep.
I don't know. Hold on. Are you echoing or no?
I think I'm echoing. Hang on. No, I'm not echoing right now.
You okay? Okay. All right. How's that? Is that a bit better?
We're better. Okay, we're back.
Okay. Probably just the mic, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Might just be the mic.
Be the
I
mic.
think. It's probably the mic. No, very, very happy. Very happy. It's a very, very strong performance at the end of the day. So not much more can be said, I don't think. Nick Haynes, very good. Welcome to the Navy Blue MCG, Nick.
That's the legacy game, isn't it? That's the legacy game, isn't it?
I think so. I think so as well. He was the starter of everything down back, which was great. He pocketed and quelled Brad Close, who's always going to be a danger, and that was a mismatch for us, but we played into his hands very, very well, and it's good to see Sam Walsh get his run back and get to the outside and not be asked to tackle someone 15 times a game, which is good. I think he set the tone for our overlap run and our run and carry throughout the game, and I was very, very impressed with his performance. So overall, I thought we were very, very good. And I think it's just good to see Harry back and in form. We've missed him.
Yeah.
He's a very, very good footballer. We've missed him a lot. And every tackle, everything was just, everybody was riding along. Everybody was riding along. So again, this is what we've been waiting for the last 7 weeks. Put one together against good opposition, and now we can build on it, which is great.
Can't get enough of your love, babe. Can't get enough of your love, babe. My darling,
I didn't expect that.
My darling,
can't get enough of your love, babe. The more I see, the more I want. And baby, that's no lie.
Oh dead. I'm fucking dead. I'm deceased. Oh.
Hey, nothing better than a bit of Barry White, mate. That'll seduce the masses. That'll definitely seduce the masses. Do you know what that game was, right? And we've got our producer extraordinaire just over to the left of me here, Alex Patterson, who's mucking around with the lights at the moment. He's a big Cats man. Now, we're all big fans of Neil Warnock, right? He's that gun, great English manager, right? And this whole game, every game was just, I don't know if you've ever seen that footage of him on the sidelines calling out one of his players. And I felt every single passage of play that we nabbed a Geelong player in a hard tackle, I was just doing the Neil Warnock fucking tackle. Every single tackle, just get into him. It was good. We were engaged for the whole day. Everybody was engaged, players and coaches and the grandstand. And it didn't feel like under 70,000 there today. It felt like there was much more.
It was
felt like there was so much more.
It was a typical Carlton. That's what you expect when you go to the MCG and watch Carlton play.
Yeah. And I think you summarised it really well by saying that the last 2 weeks lacked a little bit of substance because of the opposition and, you know, and because of what's happened prior, the opening 4 weeks. It's hard to really get right up and about, but the players brought us along with them today because of the way that they committed to their defensive action. And as much as we celebrated the goals today, and as much as the fans went crazy for the goals, we went equally bananas for all those big defensive acts that we put in. Nick Haynes flying up in the last little split second to get a fist in or getting a big tackle in. And, you know, Cripps, I don't think was at his best today. I thought he was a little bit scrappy and a little bit rushed ball in hand, especially late in the game. But he nailed, I don't know who he nailed in the middle of the ground, but he just grabbed him and picked him up and speared him into the turf. And that's what we want to see. That's what you want to see. Buy-in from everybody on the defensive end. And that's what fuels your offense. And, you know, everybody's been talking about how good we've been defensively. I don't actually think we've been that good defensively. And that's why our offense has flailed away. Whereas today we put all that together. And if Geelong looped the ball over one of our guys pressing, there was someone else to press up behind them. And there was a lot of selfless play today, especially with ball in hand too, that, you know, we'd release that handball or that short kick and we weren't kicking the ball and then just waiting, kicking the ball and then following up, handballing the ball and then following up, strong overlap run. And it's a lot of those unsung heroes, mate, that are, I say they're unsung heroes, but a lot of the guys who haven't built up a reputation with our team yet who are committing great acts at the moment. Ollie Hollands, I thought was really good again today. His desperation at the contest, his desperation around the grounds, his defensive actions around the grounds, which is probably something that he's not known for. And then he's also supplementing that with his offensive game, getting ahead of the ball as well and thrusting us forward when he needs to. Elijah Hollands was fantastic. We missed him a lot, his composure in the contest, and he's got the hips. He's got the moves as well at the contest to get around opponents. And Will White is probably going to be a cult hero for us. He continues going the way he is.
Mate.
I really liked his game.
His goal,
Yeah.
I was sitting right there. The veins popping out of his face. That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Yeah, I think so. So, no, it's. I think the reason I'm so up and about tonight is because I expect this, and I think we all expect this out of the group, what was dished up today. And the fact that it hasn't been there, and then you build up to a special game on a Sunday afternoon prime time at the MCG, and to see a lot of these, with all due respect, not the big names that we have in the team. You know, Walsh stepped up, but Hewitt, he's a game winner. Who would have thought that? Hewitt stepping up and kicking a goal from 55 metres out to seal the game. And then Charlie does what he needs to do. Again, he's playing good selfless football. Harry Mackay had some massive moments aerially, which was brilliant. They couldn't stop him. And I know Chris Scott mentioned that Geelong didn't play as well and that they stuck around. But I actually think it was on this was all to do with us, this game. Yeah. The way we played and the way we made Geelong play. So, and they'd been in some pretty good form. They had a really, really tough tussle with Hawthorn last week. And that was a high octane, high quality game last week. That was almost a footy cliche. That was almost a finals-like atmosphere. And we've come up against I'd say, an informed team and put them to bed. And how about with the way we responded to each time Geelong fought back? I thought that was the most impressive part of the output of our game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Geelong respond, 3 goals in the last quarter, in the first couple of minutes, and then we just wrestle momentum back and then switch it back in our favour. So more of it. That's we don't want to get too carried away over one game. We did the same thing against Geelong last year, and then look at how it all ended. So, hopefully those injuries as well that we saw in the back end of the game are not too serious, and hopefully we can keep these boys fit and keep the momentum going and keep that energy flowing.
What happens this evening for you, mate?
I'll be doing the Premier League. I'll be doing the Premier League here tonight and watching Liverpool beat Tottenham to win the Premier League trophy. Pato's a big Liverpool man over here as well, so he'll be a little bit happier after tonight. And then it'll just be work for the rest of the week. So looking forward to it, mate. We'll hopefully drop a few podcasts and drop a few shows, and we'll do a whole heap of Carlton content and prepare for an away game against Adelaide, which is going to be very, very difficult because they've found a little bit of mojo. I know they lost to Fremantle, but we've seen at Adelaide Oval this year, they're a tricky team to beat, but they're a little bit hollow. Adelaide, defensively, they're not amazing, and we've got to get one on them after they got us last year as well. So we've got to get one back on them, mate.
Absolutely, we do.
Yep.
Oh, that was the Sandberry game at Marvel.
That was
the Sandberry game at Marvel.
Yeah, that was the Walsh returns. We go into that game. What are we? 2.5 goals up with 5 or so minutes to go, and then I always kick the Marvel Stadium car park when he was through on goal. So I think we've got to get one back on them. So if we can win next week, and then the fixture opens up a little bit. So get a few blokes back, get Harry back in form, which he is now, and him and Charlie can keep going to work, and those small forwards will keep zipping around, and maybe Orazio comes back in sooner rather than later for Williams as well. So, very happy, very pleased. And now we're almost evening the ledger, and then we can reset after a month again. So, football's just a funny game, isn't it? Sport is a funny game.
Wild. All right, mate. We will
be up and about, mate. Be up and about. Enjoy fan cams. Hope everybody enjoys the night. And Monday we're up and about, mate. This is a nice way to end the week and a nice way to start the week. The Strut's going to be up and about with people walking into work on Monday, and that's what we like. Carlton Strut up and about. It's better for football.
As the famous Sticks Kerner had one said,
better for our health.
Stand by your man.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Hooroo. Go Baggers.
I fucking love this, man. Oh, dear. Okay, who's next? Beachy. Mate.
You wanted it, you got it. Here it is.
I wanted one thing today, my friend. That's all I wanted. I wanted one thing. Set to your pre-game. You call in on the fan cams. I want the books in the background. I also wanted Pomming on first. I just felt like we needed to fix some things. We strayed away from what made us us, and we've come back to who is us.
Exactly. And look, I said at the pre-game or game day chat that we'd take a 10-point win. I was 8 points off that. So look, I'm actually happy. It felt like it was going to be comfortable today against the Cats, but not that comfortable. Not the last 2 weeks comfortable. But no, look, it was a great win to get tonight, and I'll join the Nick Haynes Apology Club. That's no problem. First month, I absolutely was wondering to myself, what the hell is he doing? He's getting away on McGovern. McGovern's now lost his confidence. But no, today was probably one of his best games that he's played for us. And I think there's only one thing I can say to that makes me think that he's going to be one of the better players for us later on. It's that later on in the game, he's running. He's probably about 5 meters off the ball. The footy's coming to a potential Geelong mark. He's got there. He's got the fist to it, and it's gone out of bounds. Now, as I said, I was in the MCC, but I had people around me, the next bay over, and in my bay, up and applauding that. because there are times that we don't do that. We don't make that effort. We don't make that contest. That is a mark, and they continue to go forward. For him to stop that, that is exactly what we were after.
Mate, well said. I thought there's someone who hasn't been mentioned tonight who I reckon needs a bit of a pump up, just a bit. And I reckon he's now put together a good chunk of the season. He was getting good plaudits last week. I think Adam Chera is just finding his consistency this year.
Yes. Yep. No, that's a great call. I thought it was a little slow to start the season. When I say that, I mean he wasn't always getting the ball. He wasn't always using it. But now that he's got himself back to the usual running patterns that we know he can provide, whether it's at the ball of where Tom DeConing's hitting it, or whether it's just on the ground in general, getting in and under to get the ball out to someone that's on the outside. If he can continue to bring that, there's no reason why he can't continue to be the best player we had in 2023. Easy for me.
Yeah. Yep. Now what? Next week, Adelaide. In Adelaide.
That's a great question because, well, we owe them. We owe them in more ways than one, I think. And we actually owe them at the Adelaide Oval because, and it's actually a bit of a shock to bring this up because the last time we played Adelaide in Adelaide and won, we were still at the old Amy Stadium. We were still at the old football park in 2010. Now, to put into context for you, White, Betts, Scarlett, Yarran, Judd, they were still playing.
Wow.
They've not had a chance to play at Adelaide Oval, but White did later on. But the rest of them, not so much. Not so much.
Is that how long it's been since we beat Adelaide over there? That's wild. Do you remember which game? I don't really remember which game.
It was round 4, I think, of 2010.
Damn, Beachy.
Yeah, I know. And why do you think I'm saying we're due? Why do you think I'm saying we're due to beat the Crows over there? Because now that we've beaten Port Adelaide over there, we've got to tick that off. We've got to tick that game against the Crows off now because that's been hanging over our heads for far too long. Far too long.
I genuinely hope we do it. It's a Saturday afternoon game, isn't it? Or is it Saturday night?
It is. And it's 3:45 local time, so 4:15.
4:15 p.m. Wow. It's a critical match to get everything back to level.
It is.
Yeah.
This is now a month that could potentially set us up. Okay, we've knocked off Geelong today. Fantastic. We can knock off Adelaide, St Kilda, and then, all those other sides in that month. We're set up. And God knows what we're going to do.
I love it. The belief is back.
Yeah, it is. I mean, prior to the game today, I was thinking, I give us more of a chance to beat Geelong than I do Adelaide. I get to the game today, and I'm thinking, okay, perfect. The intensity's there, the effort's there, the focus is there. And I'm not just saying focus from the players. This was the focus from everybody. This was from everybody, not just the players, coaches, fans. Everyone was in there focused on what was going on.
Yeah. Well, mate, we got what we wanted today, and that was you calling in from the glorious library. So great to see.
Yeah, all good, mate.
All right, mate. See ya.
Cheers.
Connor, mate.
Hey, Kelly.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm, mate, very happy. Told you would have to call in on the
let's
fan cams. I
freaking
wanted to
go.
see you smiling.
Let's freaking go. I saw that thing on the. I was watching it at home and watching that TV one. Oh yeah. I was like, oh, this is always surprising. Like I was like, I wasn't expecting to be. And I thought we'd lose, but
Yep.
we caught it through. And I saw we had some those socials, and it was Geelong had about 3 socials.
Yep.
Other than that, it was just interesting. But I thought we're going to have a very great game, and I thought we'd have had up by $2. But we managed to pull it through, and we need to win by $3.
Well, mate, I guess the question is, are we back or are we not?
Yes, we are freaking back.
Let him know, Connor, mate. Let him know, mate.
Oh, yes. Oh, let's freaking go. Let's freaking back.
I love to see it, mate. What about next week? Can we beat the Crows over there?
I think so, but I'm not 100% sure exactly. But I'm pretty sure, but I'm not certain just yet.
Okay, yeah. We'll get through this game. Make sure everyone's healthy again. I think a few boys are going to be sore, and then we'll enjoy it for maybe one more day, and then we'll turn our focus to the Crows. How about that?
I'm pretty sure it will be fantastic the way how we do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, Connor, see you soon, my friend.
See you soon. I'll join you then on the in the review.
Sounds good, mate. Make sure you call in.
I'll see you in the review.
Go Blues, mate.
Go Blues.
What a fucking legend he is. All right. Pops and Wayne, hello.
And Bear.
Pops and Wayne and Bear. How are we doing?
Yeah, good, mate. We've only been home for about just over 35, 40 minutes. But we've been watching.
Oh, I've been hyped. And it's the first game I've gotten to go to this year because I've been working. Finally got myself a good job, man. So it's a shame I couldn't go get those tickets that you rang me about.
Hey, I tell you what, the boys played pretty well today, I must admit.
Yeah.
Was well worth it. We've been crook for 5 weeks.
Well, I was crook the last time. I got over it pretty quick.
So it was good to go today for the first time this year, and geez, they certainly dished it out to them. I mean, Geelong tried to strong arm them, but it didn't work too well.
Well, you started seeing the experience.
The pressure was absolutely terrific.
Years. It was, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What did I tell you about Matty Carroll? Huh? He just keeps going and going and going.
He's fearless.
Cade Simpson, the second. Yep. And he's a bit bigger as well. I told Rocco today when I saw him in the Legends Lounge. Yeah, he has.
I admit I was on the bad side of Nick Haynes. I was, but I noticed today, without Kemp there, I reckon he was a lot smoother. I think with Kemp, he does crash a lot of packs, and I think with Silvani there, I think the communication between Wiedering, Silvani, and Haynes was quite impressive. Yeah. I think the mind reading between the three, I think they've really synced with each other. I think they worked out really well.
And Sauce is a chip off the old block, isn't he?
Mate, it's in the blood.
Yeah, it certainly is.
It's in the game.
And I was very impressed with young Will White.
Oh, you there?
Sorry, what happened?
Yeah, I was just going to say, can someone
What's happened?
confirm? Did Sauce break his hand? Or a knuckle or something?
Well, he went off. He punched a ball down our end, and he went off. And somebody said, "Oh, he's been subbed out," but he come back on with his hand bandaged. So I don't know whether it was dislocated or something like that. I don't know. So we'll have to wait and find out.
Can't believe Williams got cheap shotted like that. That was that wasn't very nice.
That was a real cheap shot by Stewart.
Oh, I didn't see that. I don't know. I didn't
First
see how
quarter.
serious it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
When he went up for the mark, I just saw the replay there. It went like that, and then he twisted the wrist as he's hit him.
Right in the ribs.
So
I mean, somebody said that he was done the calf again, but I reckon it's his ribs because he had trouble getting up and he couldn't get up. He was having trouble breathing.
Yeah, that definitely worried
That was
me.
down our end anyway.
And then didn't we lose?
Chera went off towards the end. I don't know what happened to him, but I'm very impressed with the way Durden's going about it. You'd be pretty proud as punch that you've still got him under your control with the blue broad.
Yeah, I'm just happy that he's started to string a few games together and everyone's getting behind him. It's
terrific.
Been been tough. He's had a horrible run with injury as well.
Yeah, that's what his consistency now and he goes at ball at a go. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like Lyge's goal?
Mate.
Did you like Lyge's goal?
Yeah, I did. I think we've got a little bit of a delay between our
We were
connection.
down that end.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. It's my phone. Yeah. I don't have the laptop with me. It's dead, unfortunately.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Well, great to hear from you both anyway. I appreciate you calling in.
No worries.
Yeah, that's all right,
and
Terry.
The next time I might call in on a loss because I don't think I've ever done that. And I'll give my unbridled rage.
We're going to watch the replay now anyway.
And then next week, Rocco's got his thing up at
Northland.
Northland shopping at 3:00. So
yeah.
All right. Yes. Sounds good.
It's open.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Confirm
Thanks
it
for
with
calling in,
Rocco
lads.
and work it out from there. I'm sure Rocco will be listening in. So.
We'll sort it out. All right, guys.
Right, Terry. Take care,
well, bros.
Bye. Mason.
Terry. How you going,
What's
man?
up? I'm good.
What's going on? Let's get fired up. That's the shit we want to see.
Man, I'm drinking tea after a win instead of a loss. It's great.
Fucking drink your tea. Get your nutrients. Have a warm bev. I had a coffee. I was loving life today. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, of course. I had a funny feeling today. I've been saying it all week and I got laughed at by everyone. I said, nah, we've done it to them before. We'll do it to them again. I'm backing them every day of the week. I was the only person in my work tipping comp to tip them out of 30-odd people. It was all Geelong.
Wow.
Even Carlton supporters there tipped Geelong. I said, "Yous are idiots. We're going to do it." Wow. It's hard to pick individual players. I said it in the chat earlier who stood out tonight. That whole team looked so impressive. It was just a team effort. It looked beautiful. Like, even from where I was watching, I'd love to watch the replay because I reckon we'll see a lot more on screen. But, man, hard to fault them tonight. Like, we made the Cats look shit. We made them look sloppy.
Yeah. Some of their skill error. I mean, the pressure, I don't know what the pressure rating was for both teams. I mean, we always seem to have skill errors mixed in with good play, but I haven't seen the Cats kick the ball out in the full like that so often in a game, and you don't see it too often.
No, they didn't want it. They were scared. They wouldn't go in one-on-one. They dropped their eyes. They're backing off from the ball. You could see it. Walshy running out. Wow, fuck, he was gone, mate. He had eyes only for the ball. They all did. They all just went in. We had it. We had mistakes. We made mistakes, but the effort,
paired with all of these, group passing plays and, they're all looking out for each other. The selflessness tonight, I've never seen a side just, logically look around and go, I'm not the best person here. I'm gonna give it to someone else. Cottrell's been doing it for 4 weeks. Cottrell looks unreal. He's being the perfect teammate right now. And a lot of them showed that tonight as well. Absolutely they impressed us this week. They impressed us. And the question of, are we back? I'm gonna be a neutral responder to this. I don't think that we are back yet. Being 3 and 4 compared to the sides that we've beaten, and if you compare the sides we've beaten to the sides we've lost to, we're not back yet. But if we play like we did tonight against these next 2 or 3 teams, I think we can wear that on our shirt. We are back. We will be back.
If we beat Adelaide and then beat St Kilda and then beat Sydney at the SCG, then I think we're back and we're on. Like,
how do you say otherwise? Like, what reason could you give to say otherwise if that's the case?
Yeah, I think we've all learnt a very valuable lesson in being humble because of what happened in round 1. And even, I spoke to Carlton supporters at the game today, and it's like, how are you feeling? And we all had this. We all had this sentence that we would say to each other that we agreed on, like, we're happy and we're confident and we're looking good, but there's also that thing in the back of your mind that at any given point we could lose a game. And I don't think that's a bad thing, because I think we now go into every game for the rest of the year knowing, oh shit, like what happened to Richmond, and maybe that's the humbling that we need.
It is. And you know what? I said it at halftime today. I was there with a friend and she's on one. She was loving life. And I said, can you just hold the brakes? I go, they're going to come out with full force in that third quarter. And then Jeremy Cameron kicked it in 10 seconds.
Man.
And I said, here we fucking go. It's on for old, man. It's a Carlton side that we know and love. They're here. They're doing it again. And you know what? I'm proud of them. They conceded 2 and then they said, no more. Yeah. We're gonna play football again, and they turned it back up, and we even the playing field. To go out the way we did tonight was impressive, because these guys should have walked through us like they've walked through other teams, because we are not the side. We are not our best side. We're not. We're just not. And you know what? Props to the boys. TDK looked tired. He looked so knackered by the end of it, but mate, he put a fight on. He was unreal. There's no standalone efforts tonight. Everyone was on par. We fucking love it. That's the shit that we want to go and see. Beautiful work.
Happy days, Mason. Appreciate you calling in, sharing your thoughts, mate.
Thanks, mate. I'll be here. Win, loss, rain, hail, shine. I'll be here, mate. Let's do it. Go Blues.
Go Blues.
Come on.
All right, Tolls. Let's do this, mate.
Yep. Firstly, just gotta get your signature here. Just need you to sign the form.
Tell me you didn't just write out a Nick Haynes apology form. Yeah, I'll sign it. Here.
Yep.
Sign me up.
I was saying since round 1, I was thinking, look, it was crap, but you got to give them one. You got to give them one game, and fuck, it was pretty bad after round 1. So, yeah, I understand that. But what a win that was!
Yeah, it was good. It was a good win. It was a much needed good win against a good team and a confidence building. To be honest, I thought last week was confidence building, the way that they played. And then I think tonight, whatever you call it, was a consolidation of the form. And now it's about, all right, what can you turn this into? Can you turn it into 4 in a row, 5 in a row, 6 in a row? Like, what can you do with it now?
Absolutely. Like I said, I think last week I said this was good, but we've got to see this against Geelong. And this was a solid football performance.
Mhm.
I think the new game plan that we've been seeing this year has been fabulous. It's we've gotten there with it. It's come into its own. Yeah.
Anything
But-
else you want to highlight from today that hasn't been highlighted?
Oh, I don't know. I think it was so good to see Elijah back.
Yeah.
Like he one game that was kind of a bit of a return game for him against the Roos was a bit slow. But this game he was just straight back in. It's like he never left. And it's not a win. It's not a win over the Cats if we don't see Sam DeConing flat on his back in the goal square.
I missed that one.
It was good. It was Durs took a flyer. It was incredible.
Yeah. What about next week? Where are your confidence
Next
levels
week,
now?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what the hell's going on with the Crows, so I'm kind of judging off what other people are saying. To be honest, I looked at the Crows. I looked at the Crows list, and I don't recognize any of their players. So I've got no idea what's going on with the Crows at the moment. They look like they're doing good. So if we can put in a good performance at the Adelaide Oval, I think the Adelaide Oval curse is just mental. There's nothing to that, and we're in a good mental state at the moment. So I think if there's ever a time to break the curse, it's now. It's here and now.
Yeah.
I think our pressure has been legendary so far, and I think if we can keep that up, that's what we can do.
All right. Good stuff. Thank you very much, mate.
Absolutely.
Go Blues.
See you next week.
See you next week. Baggers Podcast 25.
Hello. How are you?
Good, mate. How are you feeling after that win?
Relieved, good, happy. Oh, all of the above, everything.
It's very good.
It's good to get a win again.
Yeah. It was getting a little bit grim out there for a little while. People calling in after losses. Vibes were down. Didn't know if we're going to have to burn the club to the ground or not, but they've worked their way back, it looks like.
Yeah. Felt like burning Nick Hayne to the ground after them first two matches, but now look at him. How good's that?
It's almost like we just needed to have a bit of patience. You there?
So I'm
Yeah, we've got a bit.
I missed that bit. Sorry, guys.
We've got a little bit of a delay on our connection, but that's okay. Give me one more talking point about the game before we move on.
More talking point. A consistent backline. Like, I think the first half turnovers were pretty bad, and then the second half, which we've lacked for most of the year, we turned it around and we started looking a bit like last year, 2023. Showed some glimpses, and we showed that we can be a really, really good football club when we actually put our minds into each game. We plan ahead, and we actually have a game plan going into the game because it looks pretty grim for that first weeks. Didn't look like we had a game plan for any game, and then it looks like we've sorted some things out. So looking good.
Well, I'm just looking at it now. The most points we've conceded in a game this year is 83 points against the Dogs. So there is something maybe to be said for that.
That's good.
Yeah, it's very solid.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling in, my friend.
All good. Thank you for having me again. And,
Go Blues.
Go Blues.
Jez. Can't hear you, mate. You're on mute. And I can see your thumb.
Is that better?
That's better, mate.
All right. What was I going to say? I was saying you only can let your opposition play. I think we played and we made Geelong. Look, you could say we could have won by more because I thought we were dominant, right, in the forward line, personally. But 18 points would take it every day because I think this game was so important. But something no one mentioned, I know the North Melbourne win was 82 points, right, in both the last two games, I think, in confidence. But North nearly bet Port Adelaide last night. It was 8 points the difference. So when you think about it, did that performance last week make North play better? Right, I'm just saying. Was the win better than people thought? How we probably destroyed North Melbourne in some ways, right? And then today's performance, I think, the backline's looking fantastic. I know there was a couple injuries. I think Elijah, Harry, Matt Carroll, and Durden have been added additions who haven't played much football at the start of this year when you think about it, because Elijah's all class. Harry's class. He played a great game. Again, Charlie didn't play the first couple games. He wasn't fit, if I can remember rightly. And Corey Dirt, he might get the ball a lot, but what he does, I thought was positive. And who's that? Played Matt Carroll. Well, Matt Carroll, I think he's a must to stay in the side. The way he plays.
The beauty of the wins that we've seen, and I think the beauty of, there's a lot of beauty in today, but to get games into youngsters like Will White and like Matt Carroll, I think is an important part of this. To have them experiencing wins, not only against lesser teams, but against great teams like the Cats, I think it's very important.
And we've got a few, I don't know when Fantasia is going to be right. I don't know. Hopefully Zach's not out for long. I don't, we don't, the injury. You got the Camporellis. Pedo, which I mentioned, if we need another ruckman. Lewis Young, of course. We've got a few players who I don't know how they performed in the VFL, so I'm not going to say. And even seeing Sam Walsh, not in the centre, but on the outside, right? Not like on a wing. I don't know what you think. It's made a difference for his style of play.
Yeah. Certainly getting the best out of Walsh lately.
Actually, I'm exhausted because it was nearly a teary win, because I have to say this, because it was a team effort, but just I had friends, so many people say, we've only beat West Coast and North, right? And it was just good, so good to beat Geelong. I think it was just, I know, are we back? All we can do is play like we did, and I think most sides are going to find us very competitive and very hard to beat, when you think. So what else can we do? So hopefully we need to win. We deserve. I went to Adelaide when we lost, and it's about time we win a game in Adelaide. Then we play St Kilda, I'm pretty sure, and maybe Sydney. So
yeah, well said, Jared. Very well said.
No worries. Thanks, Terry.
Go Blues.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, got three more, and then we're going to wrap it up. Let's start with Johnny fucking Holden.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad today, mate. I didn't get to go to the game. I had something on and got there, and my wife ended up really, really crook, so I had to come home and got to watch the game, listen to Pom, so it wasn't all that bad. I didn't give us too much of a chance, to be honest. But 5-10 minutes into the game, I thought, well, we could be on here. This is looking good. Couple of things I took from it: continuity, big word. When you play together for a while and you play in the same spot, you learn how to read body language from each other and patterns where they run. And the one thing I've noticed, like with Silvani down back and like Will White up forward, and that they're learning to play team football, not me football. Like, I'm big on the whole me football and team football. It's a team game. It's not an individual game, and we're starting to learn to trust each other because they're playing enough games now with each other. So that continuity's really, really a key. I think the interrupted preseason to Charlie and Sammy and a couple of the others, you had to give them 4 weeks of match fitness to sort of get them the miles in their legs, and you're starting to see it now. They're starting to really, really take leaps and bounds. Very impressed with the young kids like Cooper Lord and Will White. I think we've got the right mixture of youth and hunger and that drive from them, with the experience and the leadership with the older guys. I think that's really, really good. I was just really, really, really impressed with how they didn't give a 5-goal lead. We normally give up 5 goals all the time. Like, they get a run on, you go, oh shit, here we go, here's 5 goals, bang, bang, bang. It was 3, and then we stopped and went, no, you're not going to do that to us no more. And we've been doing that pretty much all year. I think bar the Richmond game, most times we sort of put that break on to sort of hold it. The one thing the other thing I got to say to everyone is, that it's not over till it's over. If the last couple of years has proved everything to us, you can't write a team off after 0-3 or 0-4 wins. It's a long season. It's a tough season. Sides are winning and losing when they're not supposed to. Just hang in there. It's a long season. You think about it. How many wins did we win last year? Was it 13
Mm-hmm.
in the season? Well, that's 10 losses, correct?
Yeah.
We've only lost 4. So really, we've got 6 in the bank. I mean, you think about it. So it's not all doom and gloom. I mean, the whole Brisbane thing and Hawthorn thing, that's all been said and done. But if we've proved that we've started the season fast and finished slow and got nowhere. We've started slow. Can we finish fast? It's a possibility. We've proven, even in the games that we've lost, we haven't been blown out of the water. It's been like a 10, 15-minute burst or a quarter where we've just not been on and they've gotten away from us. So we can play. We are capable of doing it. It's can we do it for long enough? And I think we're starting to get the right players in the right spots, playing the right football, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just think they got the balance right. They tried a couple early, and like the rhetoric around play the kids. It's all well and good if the kids are ready to be played, and are they the right kids? Like, I was impressed with Campo, but you could also tell that he was a little bit overwhelmed and the pressure. And hey, he's a kid. He's 18 years old. I mean, he'll come good. I have no doubt about it. He showed that he's going to be good. So he's something to watch. But like your Frankie Evans and people like this, they had to try them. Tried them, didn't work. Okay, no worries. Put them away. Try someone else, and they're doing that, which I'm really, really happy with.
Yeah, I think that's the key difference that I've seen this year. I mean, in years gone by, we don't drop Doc in that situation. And in years gone by, we don't try the kids this early into the season, but they did.
But you also got to look at it like if there is any Carlton Jungle Drums beaten at Princess Park about Boss, he's got to go, you know what? I've tried you, Doc. I'm sorry, but this is my neck on the line. And as a father, the most important thing is your children and your family, right? I don't care what any person says. When you got kids and you're at work, no matter what line of work you're in, when push comes to shove, you will go, excuse my language, fuck the lot of yous. I'm doing what's right for me and my family, not my mates. Because when you get sacked or you lose your job, they're not going to turn around and go, geez, Johnny was a great bloke, but oh, well, never mind, he lost his job. They'll just move you on and you're just a number. And then I've got to go home and explain to my wife and my kids why we have to sell our house and move because, hey, you know, I've just lost my job. But hey, I was a really, really good mate to Doc and to Gov and to these players. And, you know, I really stood by them. Sometimes you got to go, you know what, I've given you a go. It's not worked. I'm not putting my head on the line no more for you. You want your job back? Go earn it. And sometimes reality, it's a harsh reality, but sometimes you just got to go, you know what? As a leader or a manager, you have to look out for the greater good of the group that you're in charge of, not the individual, because your head's on the line. And if you get the sack, and the boss doesn't pull you into the office and go, look, mate, you're a really, really good bloke, da-da-da-da-da. It's, sorry, you're not performing, there's the door.
And I
And the
think the
next
other
bloke
part
comes
to it
in
as
and does his
well,
job.
I think the other important part to it as well is they haven't sugarcoated the whole thing. He's been really clear in press conferences, like, no, just going to go back, work on his form, needs to earn his spot back in the side. No one's got anything against Doc. I think everyone appreciates the
I
truth.
but
You know?
Father Time catches up with everybody, you
Yeah.
know, and that's just the harsh reality. And, you know, when Boss came out a couple of weeks ago and basically, the first time he didn't toe the company line and basically, no, we're shit. We played shit. We need to fix it. Blah, blah. And everyone went, whoa, hang on a minute. That's not Michael Voss that we been listening to, the corporate Michael Voss, the face of Carlton for the last 2.5 years. He basically came out and went, no, it's not good enough, and we need to go away and get better. And that's what we've all been wanting to hear and see, that ferocious killer Michael Voss that was the 3-time premiership player. And we got to see it just recently. And, you know, maybe it's the kick in the arse that he needs to sort of go, hey, this is your job. You're not their mate. You're their coach. Wake up, or you're going to be out of another job.
And you look at today in the VFL, when that game was on the line in the fourth quarter, Doc's last 10, 15 minutes today in that fourth was, I mean, they scraped through with the win. He lifted. He actually really helped them win the game today. I don't know if it's going to be enough to get him back in the team. We'll see. But yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, someone's got to come in for Zach. So hey, you know, it's if he's earned it, he's gone back and he's earned his stripes, mate. Give him the opportunity, because that's what you want. You don't want to have that. Well, you gave Doc. You told him to go back and find form. He found form, but you're not rewarding him.
Yeah.
That can be just as damaging as not bringing the right people in as well, because that also gives you that disharmony in the workplace, where it's like, mate, he's gone back and he's busted his nut, and you're not giving him the second chance. Come on, that's not what you're promoting here. So no, I hope it all goes well. Listen, I'm going to let you go. Just a quick one. I'm going to be gone for a couple of weeks. I'm heading over to the States on Friday.
Oof.
So, yeah, 3 weeks. I've got a week in LA, a week in Vegas, and a week in San Francisco. So I'll try my best to get on. I'm not too sure about the time frame. So the Blue Abroad will be Blue Abroad. So
Please do.
I'll see how I go, depending on the time zone. But yeah, no, I look forward to staying up until some early hours watching a couple of games out in the lobby somewhere, because I'm going with Sandy and also 2 other friends of ours. So no, it'll be fun.
Mate, I'd love to hear it. I look forward to seeing it as well.
All right, mate,
Johnny.
Take care. Love you all. And go Blues.
Go Blues. Love that. Aiden, let's talk, baby.
What's happening? How was that?
Talk to me. Talk to me about the Blues. Talk to me about structure. Talk to me about it all, mate.
No, I'm not that tactical. I'm not a tactical genius, but yeah, it was a really, really, really good win. Really impressive. For 4 quarters, I thought we were going to slip it away at the fourth, but we hung in there and we did really, really well. The crowd got into it. I felt like it was a nightclub at times with some of the music that they were playing in between breaks. But yeah, it was really good. Everyone loved it, and yeah, we're up and about. So yeah, now we've got this momentum. Hopefully, we can continue on. We can continue on with it. Sorry. So yeah,
Were you there?
Yeah, of course I was. Of course I was there.
I don't know. Didn't know if you had work. Didn't know what the schedule looked like.
I actually was meant to work today, but this time I took this off, I think 3 weeks prior before the game. Not 4 days prior like I did last year. So, yeah, thanks for my manager for doing that. He was also a Carlton supporter. So, yeah, just got to continue on now. Need to make that win-loss ledger better. So, yeah. I agree with someone that was on before that. I don't think we're back yet, but if we do manage to win our next 3 to 4 games, then I think we should be up and about. So
I'm with you.
yeah.
I think today was less about we're back and more about building confidence. We've still got things to clean up with the game plan, no doubt.
Yeah, our entries inside 450 were pretty poor at times, but other than that, pretty good. We built that confidence against West Coast, so and North Melbourne as well last week, and it's continue on from there. So yeah, I think now we have to kind of peak, even though it's kind of early. So unlike most sides, so yeah, we just have to keep rolling on, I guess. So
yeah.
What happened
Love it.
to Silvani?
I don't know. I think I tried to find it on Twitter. I've seen people say that he broke a hand, he broke a knuckle. I don't know. I haven't also listened to the press conference yet, so I'm not 100% sure. But he had like a strapped hand at one point.
Yeah. And Williams as well. Apparently he did a calf. Hopefully that's just nothing too big, because he went off at the first quarter. So yeah, move on to Adelaide next week, where we have a tendency of getting pumped up there. But yeah, we do 0-1. So yeah, they're not in the best form as well. So yeah, it should be a really good contest. Hopefully we get it done.
Yeah. All right, mate. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'll talk to you next week.
All right. Bye. Last but certainly not least, it's Mark.
How are you, mate?
Relieved, a little bit more confident, and just generally had a great day at the footy.
Yeah, same here, man. Both my calves are shot at this rate.
What are you doing?
Can barely walk.
What have you done, mate?
I mean, I'm obviously a local umpire in the Eastern District Footy League, and I had 3-4 games that I ran this week, and I was fortunate enough to do a senior game on Anzac Day, so yeah,
Nice.
Saw from that, but after 14, 15 long years, so it was worth the wait in the end, and that's that, mate. Just obviously going about my own life, but as far as obviously our boys, I think it's just good that all the people that have come on tonight are actually not just realistic, but they get it. And it's spot on with what everyone has said. We're slowly building momentum. We've still got work to do, but it's good that we've finally been able to beat someone else other than West Coast and North Melbourne in Geelong. And, it's 2 times in a row we've beaten them. Funny enough, 3 out of the last 4. Actually, if I think going by Voss's record, he's 3-2. 3-2 he is, Voss is, against the Cats. That's right. What was it? The one meeting in 22, the one in 23. And that's right, the double up in 24. So, and then this year. So, really, really good. Really good. They were coming, the Cats, as we always knew they would, even though we had a couple of extra days of a break as well. But held firm. They gave it their best shot with what they had remaining, and we were able to obviously, eventually put them through.
Yeah. I just felt going into today, a win would mean the season's not dead and buried. Like I think a lot of us had a fear that it might have been. A loss would have definitely got us back to talking about it's all dead, wasted season, just not good enough. So yeah, there's still a few more wins to come, hopefully, and then I think some real momentum can start And if that momentum does start and the fans are on board, believing, and then you feel that in the crowd, anything's possible.
Well, I mean, basically our manic pressure around the ground, especially forward 50. Actually, it's funny, we still managed to out-tackle them as well, despite obviously having 70 more possessions more than them. Forward 50 tackles as well was what? Over tripled just about, 12-4 in that department there. So just the manic pressure that we've been able to build in the last 2-3 weeks, to do it against a Geelong team that obviously has their dashes in Holmes and Smith. Actually, to be fair, probably if it wasn't for maybe Smith and Cameron, we really made them look very shallow. Kind of like all those years ago, 30 years ago, when we managed to spank them. And I think it was also good as well before the game to obviously, show the respect that obviously our champions of 95 were able to obviously show their presence in front of all of us fans. And it probably gave the boys a bit of a spark, that obviously got the win in the end.
It was good to honour the champions by winning, because usually when we roll them out, it doesn't look that way.
No, well, I mean, it started with Sard's 200th against the Eagles. Your man Durden with his 50th the other week, and he's actually been able to pick up some form too, which has obviously been nice. But as far as a player that deserves singing the praises, I think everybody's obviously mentioned it, but thank God for Nick Haynes today. He does deserve a bit of praise with his performance. Probably 5-6 intercept marks. Part of the nucleus in that defence. Thought Gov was also solid as well. As usual, Hewitt. I mean, if only there was a market for him for the Brownlow, there's no way he'd be 501 to 1. Maybe at least get him to about half of that figure. But
I saw him, my brother-in-law, when he put the bet on, I saw George Hewitt at 501 to 1. And then after the game, the week later, he was 151 to 1. I don't know what he'd be right now, but I saw with my eyes George Hewitt 501 to 1.
He couldn't he? He's now obviously gone from a defensive midfielder to more of a offensive midfielder in particular this year. And it's funny because I think there was some recent stats that they showed. I think it might have been on one of the back pocket shows where when we had that run in 2023, it was more Cripps take a back seat and let Hewitt, Shearer, Walsh, TDK, and the rest of the team flourish. And it did help. And it obviously helped with the run that we had. So is it a little bit of a similar lines here? Well, look, we've got to continue that form, man. I mean, we were 16th nearly a month ago. We've managed to get a few spots. We've obviously got a big, and mate, we've got probably the most toughest month out of any other club coming up with obviously Adelaide. I know Beachy obviously mentioned it, round 4, 2010 at Amy Stadium back in those days. None of the players that are currently in the squad today, let alone weren't even probably drafted at all. Some might have been 18, 19 at the time then, all those years ago. But funny enough, I've got a little fun fact for everybody if everyone wants to tune in. So here's a fun fact for you that you can, I guess, have a good think about throughout the week. So we've obviously won our last 3. Against Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval, we've obviously Northern 3 against them there. Funny enough, at the Adelaide Oval, we've currently won our last 3. 3-0 at Gather Round last year. Port Adelaide, obviously last year. I was there again with Alex at West Coast. So that's a funny fact right there. And actually, there's probably one other fact as well. And this is a true fact. Voss has not beaten Matthew Nicks yet, because the only time we bet Adelaide in 2022, Scott Burns was the coach just for that game. I think it might have been due to some COVID protocol or something back at that day. So funny enough, Nicks is 3-0 there. So the bit of numerology, the number 3, just lock that in. The number 3 is just looped around with all those little fun facts. Was there anything else that I forgot? No. 3 in a row we've won. Won our last 3 at the Adelaide Oval. We're Northern 3 against them at the Adelaide Oval. So is it the 4th time that we finally break that curse and continue our build to begin the climb?
Let's find out in 6 days, my friend.
Oh, we will, man. We will. I mean, yeah, Adelaide, St Kilda, Sydney, GWS. So if we get through next week and somehow the next month, then only by then
Look out.
we can honestly say would be back. But we've still got
All right.
building blocks to.
Stand by. Lots to come. Love your work. Thanks, Mark.
No worries. Bring on 4:15 next week.
Go Blues. All right. There's the fan cams. Beat them. I actually beat them. Great day at the footy. Great session on the fan cams. Oh, I think the biggest relief for me in this moment is that my fear that the season was dead. And I was like, wow, it's going to be a real uphill battle and a real challenge to cover the year. Like, I genuinely thought they cooked it. I was so disconnected. And I think leading into the season, all the things that had happened, the controversy, the injuries, and then that disconnectedness that they had with each other on the field. Yeah, I was very worried, but I'm very pleased that it's not so dead. If anything, it's alive. It's alive. And that's all it needs to be. It just needs to be alive, because really they just need to peak at the right time. So, Oh, and I made a promise. So, I promised you that if we beat Geelong, then this thing would become available for the next giveaway, the raffle. It's the Silvani 1999 All-Australian International Series tracksuit matching pants. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be, you know what we'll do? The team's show or the fan cams on the Friday, we can give it away on the fan cams on that Friday. We beat the Saints. Let me think about it. But we'll do it there because Sauce is now at St Kilda. So that's going to be that. Now, the one I'm wearing, I actually wore this for the first time today. This is from Mitchell and Ness. I haven't worn it. I had the tag at the start of the day. I've had it for a little while. This might become my little thing. I'll keep wearing this until we lose. This might be my 2025 jacket. So it was a good omen today. I'm going to latch on to absolutely anything I can. So Sauce missed out on the game today because he's not in the country, mate. Make sure you don't run with the narrative that's going out there. There was a recruiter's. He's there on recruitment. He's not there. So anyway, that's that. If you want to be a part of all the giveaways, get around Blue Abroad, become a member. The way you do that, there's a link in the live chat. That's the annual membership. Otherwise, you can also sign up for a monthly if you prefer. And that is, I'll put that in the chat right now. That is right. Where is it? Right there for you. So I'm going to head off, go to bed, watch Vossi's presser. I wish I could watch the presser right now, but just can't do it. They won't let me. Guys, have a great night. Tomorrow is a big day. Review will come out in the morning. 5 p.m. ratings, 7 p.m. Blue Abroad show, 8 p.m., 8:15 p.m. Straight after the Blue Abroad show is the Almost Blues Brothers. So we're going to cram it in, and then we're straight into Adelaide. So there we go. All right, that'll do us. Love you all. Go Blues.